Well, this seems to be the end of the game. Kind of a shame, really, but yeah, I'm kind of happy that this Let's Play's come to an end. Why is it, why am I happy? Well, this game's been a real big pain to record, as I've actually mentioned. It's been such a pain just to get through the game and to continue recording it. Because it seems every couple of videos, something would go wrong, like the save would corrupt, the game would stop working, requires me to, do a quick restore, and sometimes I get the occasional whole entire save folder. So I have to go through the whole entire save again. I think I write my saves 3 times. But other than the crashes, other than the save corruption and etc., it's been a real fun time recording this, and I hope you all enjoyed the journey through this Let's Play, and I've had a ton of fun with all the moments and everything I come up with as I go. I had a few good laughs when I, edit my videos, and I hope you had a good laugh from us too. And I hope some of you find some interesting items in this game, because I uncovered nearly all the secrets in the game, except for 1 or 2 of them. Other than that, the game is absolute fun. You can get this game for about £5 to £8 on Steam. I think that's nearly $10 for you Americans. Euros, I have no idea. And don't ask me about how much yen that is. Yeah, but it's a shame that the game crashed a lot and corrupted my save. Because I think my commentary near the end of the game would have been a lot more entertaining, a lot more to it. Because I've noticed that it's a bit dry and a little bit rubbish, honestly. But other than that, it's perfect. And the reason why I'm talking through the credits and not really talking about the credits much is because the credits last for 10 minutes. And that's a long time for credits, I do admit. No, this is not post-commentary. It's just, I recorded this before and I didn't notice it lasted so long. But I want to say my personal opinion on the game. The game is fantastic, but obviously it has its problems and they stand it out quite well. I think the game was produced perfectly. The voice actors, outstanding job. They did a magnificent. The scriptwriter, great. I just think near the middle of the game and onwards, I mean some bits in the middle and mainly the ending, the directing of the game and how it was all planned out and etc. wasn't that good as the beginning of the game. The beginning of the game had a lot to it. I mean, if you look at the scenery, it's all unique and a lot more outstanding, a lot more in your face, rather than the end it's all generic and you see it everywhere in the level, except from this 1 or 2 rooms somewhere in the dungeon. But I think they could have done the ending a lot more unique, a lot more special, a lot more finesse in it. I personally think, anyway. About the final boss, the Iron Tier firing the fireballs and the undead dragon, that was a good final boss, I do admit, but they could have done his patterns a little more different. The Lich Kings are meant to be a boss. Obviously, if you're playing a higher difficulty, they would have been a lot harder, but I think they should have given them some special powers or an extra graphic, texture, skin, whatever. I want them to seem unique, something like, oh my god, I shouldn't mess with them, and oh my god, I'm gonna be screwed. I know if you play as a mage or a pure mage, the game is quite hard, because those bosses do a heck ton of damage, and you need to basically... Mages in this game are basically burst mages. You just put all your power in quick bursts. But the premise of the game, the premise is really good, I do admit. That's actually one of the main things that drew me to the game, is the storyline of it. And I think they didn't do the backstory quite well. I know it was based in the My Magic 9 universe, because I think Stonehelm is in that world from the parallel world of Varn. Is it Varn? I forget. But it could have been done a lot better, because it spoke a lot about the backstory. They tried to explain it, but they didn't explain it that well. It's kind of like you're thrown into a mess, and you have no idea what's going on in the world. It's just like, hey, I'm here from another dimension. What's up? You know. But other than that, it's great. The gameplay was awesome. The weapons, oh my god, they were awesome. Like, as you probably noticed, I was obsessing about the lava sword, because I personally haven't seen a game where you can actually wield a sword made of molten rock. And it stays molten rock all throughout the game, and no matter what you do to it, it doesn't, you know, harden or whatever. Well, obviously it's hardened, but you know what I mean. I know it's kind of like obsidian rock, but it's really well done, I do admit. Whoever designed the weapons, thumbs up to you. You know, had a great sense of imagination, and you did it perfectly in the game. The armor, you could have put a few more pieces of armor in. It could have a better armor system rather than to give you 1 AC or whatever. They should have a proper armor system, not involved around classes or whatnot. Well, the class system was okay, but the class system when they ported it onto the Xbox, oh my god, don't get me started on that. That was just horrible. Yeah, but the game was done well. The texturing was done perfectly. The animation was done well. The way the enemies looked, that looked fantastic. Except from near the end of the game, they shouldn't have added the Black Guards. They should have added, you know, more versions of Vampire Knight or some Lich Knights, Death Knights. There we go. Why don't they add some Death Knights in here? And that would have been interesting, and it would have been, you know, put as a boss maybe. But hey, I'm not complaining. I'm just mainly throwing ideas of what they could have done. But then again, the game was made like 3-4 years ago. But even then, the game's still good for its age. But it's definitely worth a playthrough. If you want to play this game, go straight ahead. You can, as I said, get off Steam for a small amount of money. I do admit I don't like how they did the endings of the game. Like, they got 4 separate endings, but the only difference between them is like one scene. When I mean a scene, it was connected onto another scene, so it just seemed like one scene that's been merged. I don't see the point. When you think of different endings, you don't think of like Final Fantasy X-2 or X2, where if you get 100%, you put all the hours into work, and all you get is 10 minutes or a minute or two of speech or video, knowing that Tidus or Tidus, how you want to say it, is alive still. Like, you already knew that already. It's like near the ending, well, the ending of this game, they just seem to retexture Zana with Liliana. I know her name is not Liliana, but I couldn't bother to learn her name properly. I just think it was done poorly. They could have really given Dark Sovereign a lot more oomph in the game. They could have given him more of a cutscene near the end of the game. Especially if you've got the dark ending. Oh, wow, you could have got some really good cutscenes from that. So, it's kind of a shame they didn't do anything with that. And they just kept it all the same, except from one little scene. Or one little line difference. That's actually one other thing that really drew me to the game is Dark Sovereign. If you don't know what I mean by Dark Sovereign, I mean your father. It was really, really well done. One other thing that's done well, I gotta admit, the kicking system is fantastic. You really have some oomph when you kick, and you actually feel like you're giving someone a roundhouse kick to the face. It's just awesome. And if I actually made the game free roam, sandbox, or whatever, the game would have been perfect, I personally think. And I think this is the end of the credits, so it's been fun doing this game. And I would say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever. I hope you all have a good day, a good week, a good month, or a good year. And if you don't watch anything else of mine, well, I hope you have a good time surfing the webs and doing other things. Other Let's Plays in mind? Well, I'm not going to really do another Let's Play just yet. I'm going to stick with Might and Magic 6 and complete that, and then I shall, well, complete that and move on to something new. What that be? Well, you're going to have to wait and see if you're willing to wait that long. Which won't be that soon, hopefully. But sadly, I'm going to have to go now. And I hopefully see you all later, and have a great day, as I said. So goodbye.